Hey everyone, this is Scott from Forgot to Grow Up. Welcome to our The Flash Season 6 Episode 1 Thoughts video. Just finished watching the season premiere of the newest season of The Flash, and I'm just going to be sharing my general thoughts on this latest episode. This newest episode is called Into the Void, and in it we see a black hole is popping up all around Central City, causing some problems, and the team has to deal with it. And I really like this as a kind of premise for this first episode into the season. It's kind of a fun little typical Flash problem, kind of one-off, the classic thing we get with these CW DC shows of the kind of problem of the week, villain of the week show. So I like that we kind of got this one, but it was a natural villain, and it kind of gave us some time to catch up with the characters, learn a little bit more about what they've been going through over the hiatus, their summer break in between seasons. And so one of the things that was cool with this episode, we do start off, we see actually Godspeed, or a Godspeed, and we don't really go too much into this, which I also like, that they have Barry just catch a Godspeed. He does, but it's not real Godspeed. He just has some modem voice, which makes me think it was some kind of brain control thing. I don't know, but it was kind of interesting. And then they kind of left that off to go deal with the black hole problem in this episode. So I kind of like that they kind of set this thing up, being like, yeah, we caught 4 Godspeeds this over the summer, but we still haven't got the actual one yet. So I like that they kind of set up that little premise, and they kind of brought back this speedster again, but not in the way that he's being set up as, or it seems he doesn't seem to be being set up as the main villain of it, but maybe just a kind of sub thing to kind of fill in some time until we get to the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover in December, which I'll get to talking about a little bit more once I get through some of the things I enjoyed about this episode. So some of the other things I enjoyed about this episode, just overall, just kind of re-catching up with the team, seeing them all. It kind of was interesting that we got a few moments of them just sitting down, catching up, and we even have Cisco saying, they need a little bit more of a work-life balance. And I personally disagree, Cisco. I only want to see people working, to be honest, but that's just me personally. I watch superhero shows, watch superheroes do super things. I don't want to see Cisco go on dates, but that's just a little fun thing. It was still fun for them to kind of show this kind of reunion that they had and kind of set up certain things in the episode. But yeah, some of the fun things in this episode, we see Killer Frost gets a new costume in this season. I'm sure that they already had shown this previously, but I like that we actually got I like the reveal of it, and it's pretty cool looking. It seems to be a little bit more comic accurate, not exactly, but pretty close. Another fun thing was in this was we got the Flash Gordon theme song, which I always sing when I'm about to watch The Flash, just because I think it's fun. And the fact that they throw it in this episode is fun, as Cisco says. I've been holding out for this on a couple of years, and then it's just and he's like, he's about to jump into a black hole. It seems the most appropriate, and that is true. That is very true, Cisco. You got it right there. It was great to hold it off for this moment. I wish there was a little bit more to the fighting of the black hole other than him just jumping into it, but what else do you do with a black hole, really? But yeah, that was interesting. Like in this episode, we see another Book of Ralph Volume 2 that he gives to Killer Frost so that she can now start living her own life, because her and Caitlin have come kind of not an agreement. They just finally discussed the fact that maybe Killer Frost should be allowed to take over the reins sometime and go do her own thing from time to time. So I like that Ralph brings out another one of the books of Ralph's, which are just ridiculous, but I still love him because Ralph's ridiculous and he's fun. So I like his entrance in this episode was really kind of fun, coming in, I don't want to say halfway through, but partway through, just looking like James Bond, and so that was fun. They haven't given us much about, that's another thing, they set up a few things actually in this episode that they don't really resolve, or kind of they just set up for this season. And another one was Ralph's been traveling a lot, working on a missing persons case, and for some reason the team's not helping with that, and they didn't go into much more. So I think like Godspeed is one of these things that are kind of setting up for going forward in the season. But yeah, other than that, the main thing about this episode was the way it ends. We see the monitor pops up, like he kind of been popping up all around, telling Barry that on December, that the date of his disappearance has actually changed, and he's not even disappearing. He has to die at the Crisis, and we even get a date for the Crisis, December 10th, 2019. So I'm assuming that's their way of kind of sneaking in a little bit, like, yeah, that's the official date that we're going to be starting the Crisis on Infinite Earths. I believe it's 5 or 6 parter that they're doing with this one, crossing them all over. We're getting all these different things, so I'm excited for this. I'm glad I got to check out this new season of The Flash, this new episode. It's on Netflix here in Canada. I think I'll also get Black Lightning here in Canada on Netflix, but all the other shows I gotta go try and figure out a way to watch it legally. But yeah, that's all my thoughts on the new episode of The Flash of the new season, season 6, episode 1. Be sure to let me know in the comments below what you thought of the new season premiere. Did you like it? Did you not? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thanks again for joining me today. Share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and have a good one.